Kausi Subramaniam. I was born in Atlanta, Georgia, and I moved to San Antonio with my parents when I was 4 years old. My father got a job here in town. He's an engineer, and we actually right now own a family-owned business. It's in-tech engineering. We do geotechnical engineering, and he came to town to work for a company that does geotech as well. And that happened over 20 years ago, and we've been very successful. It's been a great experience for our family to work together. We have branches not only here, but in other Texas cities. It is a very large city, however, it doesn't feel like it. And we wanted to raise our children where we feel very safe, and we wanted a family atmosphere. And we feel that we get that as well as a multicultural community that we have here in San Antonio, which is very important to us. We have a very low cost of living. And we also have a low cost of doing business, which is something that we have found very beneficial. There's no state income tax. So all these things, I think, draw people to Texas. And San Antonio has been making the news recently because we've had an influx of people moving to Texas and specifically to San Antonio as well because of these advantages that we have here. We feel that San Antonio is very business friendly. You have the type of business that we're involved in. We have a pool of people that we can hire from, and it works beautifully for us in the engineering field. We feel that this is an ideal place to be because we have a smaller, slightly smaller Indian community, but we are also able to provide that one-on-one, more personal attention that some of the larger cities are not able to do for their students. The City of San Antonio has many incentives to bring foreign businesses to town, as well as incentives to help promote minority-owned and women-owned businesses in town. And we have personally benefited from that. It is fairly relaxed. I don't believe you have this hustle and bustle of bigger cities. It's a little more relaxed than that. But I think it provides for an environment that's very friendly for employees. I've never felt out of place here. Like I said, this is the only place that I've felt the most at home, and I've traveled the world, so I don't think I would live anywhere else. I am actually very involved in the Asian American Chamber of Commerce, the Alamo Asian American Chamber of Commerce. I was actually one of the past presidents. And that's a fairly new organization, but we have brought the Asian American community to the forefront over the last 10 years or so through this organization. We, of course, are still active in the North Chamber and the Greater Chamber, as well as the Hispanic Chamber. So there are quite a few entities of this sort that are there to help and support entrepreneurs and small business owners. I also own and run a dance and music studio. It's an Indian dance and music studio. I teach Bharatanatyam, and I also have a friend of mine who teaches Carnatic music. And again, what we have noticed is that in larger cities where they have schools of this sort, it's more impersonal. Whereas here we give each child personal attention and they really feel a part of the school family. And we've heard this time and again that people move away from San Antonio and they have a hard time finding a fit for their child because they were so happy here. I have two children. I have a 16-year-old son and a 12-year-old daughter, and they were both born here, and they've been going to the same school since they were in preschool. So they continue to make friends and grow and love the city as much as my husband and I do. As a family I've personally grown up here from the time I was very, very young, and I'm raising my family here. And the primary reason we're here is because of the lifestyle we can have here. The low cost of living, the good education system, the safety factor is a priority for us as well. These are the reasons that we're here. Of course you can do business anywhere, but you can't raise a family everywhere. And we think this is the ideal place to raise a family. There are quite a few wonderful options. We do send our children to a private school. They go to St. Mary's Hall, and they've been there since they were 4 years old, and we're very, very pleased with that. But we actually happened upon that school by accident. We were planning on sending them to the great public school system that we live in, but we were looking for a preschool when my son was 4 years old, and we found St. Mary's Hall. Once you're in a system, it's difficult to get out of it, especially when you're happy with it. But I think we were equally inclined to send them to the Northeast Independent School District. My son is actually planning on going to college in town at Trinity University. His interests are again in engineering, just like his mom and dad, as well as music, and he does want to study piano performance, and Trinity offers a great engineering program as well as a music program. So that was an ideal fit for us, as well as, you know, he's used to a very small environment at school, and Trinity is a campus of 2,500 students, so we thought it was a great fit. But we also have other great universities like UTSA, which is where I went. I received my engineering degree from UTSA. We have a very cohesive Indian community. We do have an umbrella organization called the India Association of San Antonio, and they serve the entire Indian community. However, there are smaller associations that are region-based. We have the Tamil Sangam of San Antonio, the Gujarati Samaj of San Antonio, we have a North Indian community, we have the Telugu Association of San Antonio, the Kannada Sangha of San Antonio. So we have numerous other smaller associations that get together on a regular basis to celebrate their regional traditional holidays. And the larger celebrations are celebrated under the umbrella of the India Association of San Antonio. In 2008, our Mayor Hartberger visited Chennai and signed the agreement with then Mayor Subramaniam. And since then, the relationship has grown and flourished. And one of the activities that we celebrate is Diwali San Antonio, which is the only city-sanctioned Diwali celebration in the United States. And our city is so supportive of this event, and we basically co-host it with them. The City of San Antonio and the Indian community get together and co-host this event. And last year we had over 15,000 people in attendance. Half the people were of Indian origin, but the other half weren't. And so we think it's a great opportunity to showcase our culture and traditions to the community at large.